Episode 1, The Empire Stirs. The winds from the east carried more than salt and sea foam, they carried the wrath of an empire. It began with defiance. The Greek cities of Ionia, under Persian control, dared to rise. Athens and Eretria lent secret aid, hoping to stir rebellion against mighty Persia. When the fires of revolt died, only scorched ruins remained, except for one burning ember, King Darius of Persia's pride. Who are these upstarts in the west? Darius roared. Let them be punished. In 490 BC, a Persian fleet set sail across the Aegean. Commanders Datis and Artaphernes led 600 ships and over 20,000 soldiers. Their mission, to burn Eretria and sack Athens. Eretria fell first, betrayed from within. The Persians then crossed the narrow strait and landed on the wide, windswept plains of Marathon, a mere day's march from Athens. Back in the city, the Athenian assembly was in turmoil. Their army was small, their allies few. In desperation, they sent their swiftest runner, Phidippides, over mountains and ravines to Sparta, asking for help. The Spartans promised support, after the full moon. Athens stood alone. 10 generals debated. But one voice, calm and seasoned, cut through the fear, Miltiades. A former exile, once allied with Persia, now sworn to Athens. He knew the Persians well. Strike them now, he urged, before treachery strikes us from within. Callimachus, the Polemarch, cast the deciding vote, Athens would march to Marathon. And so, 10,000 hoplites left their city to meet an empire. They camped near the bay, facing the might of Persia. For 5 days, both sides waited, two worlds locked in a silent stare, the air heavy with fate. Episode 2, The Line Holds. Dawn broke with silver mist coiling over the olive groves and fields of barley. The Persians, confident in their numbers and archers, held their ground. The Athenians, armored in bronze, refused to retreat. Miltiades sensed time was running out. The Persians might sail south and strike Athens undefended. He proposed a daring attack. Let us not wait for death. Let us bring it to them. The strategy? Unconventional. Thicken the flanks, thin the center. If the Persians broke the middle, the wings would encircle them. Callimachus agreed. So did Aristides, Themistocles, and others. They would gamble it all, on discipline, surprise, and iron will. At sunrise, the Athenians advanced, not walked, but ran. Nearly a mile across open field, under the rain of Persian arrows. Their armor clanked like thunder. Their spears glinted like fire. The front lines clashed. The Persians, used to lighter foes, reeled under the Athenian charge. Yet their numbers pressed the center back. It was all part of the plan. Suddenly, the Athenian flanks curved inward, crushing the Persian wings. Trapped between walls of shields and spears, the elite of Persia faltered. The cry went up, push. Persian discipline cracked. Thousands fell. Many turned and fled, some to the sea, some to the waiting ships. The plain was soaked not only with blood, but with the breaking of an empire's illusion of invincibility. Episode 3, The Shield and the Sea. Even in victory, Miltiades' eyes turned south. The Persian fleet, though battered, remained. It sailed down the coast, intending to strike Athens while its defenders were away. Miltiades gave the order, march back immediately. No time for celebration. The men, exhausted and bloody, tightened their sandals, hoisted their shields, and began the journey home. By road and ridge, they ran. 40 kilometers under a blazing sun, over hills and fields. They raced not against men, but against sails and tides. Behind them, the field of Marathon still held the bodies of the fallen, Athenians few, Persians many. Among the dead was Callimachus, who had given his vote and his life. The Greeks built a mound for their honored dead, standing tall to this day. In the lead of the race to Athens, one runner surged ahead. Phidippides. Not the 200-kilometer journey to Sparta, but this time, a shorter run, and a more urgent one. Episode 4, One Word, One Breath. As the walls of Athens came into view, the people stood in anxious silence. Rumors had spread like wildfire, the Persians are returning by sea. Our army is dead. We are doomed. Then they saw him, Phidippides, torn sandals, bleeding feet, sweat like rain. He reached the agora, gasping for air. Every eye turned to him. He raised one trembling hand, and with his final breath, uttered a single word. Nu epsilon nu iota kappa kappa alpha mu epsilon nu. We have won. And collapsed. The Persian fleet approached the harbor. And found the Athenian army already waiting, lined up in formation, spears grounded. The timing was perfect. The enemy turned back, defeated not just by arms, but by resolve, endurance, and unity. That day, Athens saved itself. And so, a legend was born, not just of a battle, but of a people who chose to fight, to run, and to rise. Episode 5, The Echo of Marathon. The plains of Marathon grew quiet once more, but the echoes of that day would ring across ages. Athens had stood against an empire. Not with walls, nor kings, but with citizens, farmers, craftsmen, philosophers, armed not just with weapons, but with belief. This was not just a victory of sword over scimitar. It was a victory of the free over the tyrant. Marathon became more than a place. It became a symbol. Plato wrote of it. Herodotus recorded it. Generals, centuries later, spoke its name with reverence. Athens entered its golden age. The seeds of democracy, art, philosophy, and science found fertile soil watered by the blood of hoplites. And Phidippides, the man who ran to Sparta and to Athens, was remembered every time runners laced their shoes. Every marathon traces the memory of his courage. The mound of the Athenian dead still stands in Marathon. No grand monuments, no towering columns, just a grassy hill beneath the sky, where heroes rest. For on that field, liberty was not a word, but a deed.